Pandas, 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 pandas. Good morning, pandas. Welcome to the stream. I'm glad that you guys can join us bright and early this Monday. Hey, how many of you guys are like me and can't wait till Monday for the trading day to begin? The trading week to begin. How many of you guys are like me? I actually look forward to Monday to get back to the community, to get back to you all. Do appreciate everyone coming on stream, joining us to scalp the E-mini here, live every single day. If you guys are joining, make sure you drop a GM in the chat. Make sure you guys scalp that like button. As you guys are rolling in early this Monday. Let's begin. Let's look at what's happening here. Good morning. Good morning, Speedy Boy from London. Mortazo. Good morning, good morning. Power Trader. Good morning. Happy Monday, man. Happy Monday. Comeback Monday. That's what we gotta call Monday. TGIM. Yeah, man. TGIM. Yeah, we got a trap appearing here. Not a bad spot, right above the 20 EMA, floating above it like this. Not a bad spot. It's just a little too choppy for me. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 overlapping bars in a row. But I like how it's above the 20 EMA. And it looks like it wants to make new all-time highs. The location also is happening after break of trend. So the trap is not that bad for a nice swing trade maybe here. But you got to be willing to lose this small little teeny risk here. There's a little teeny risk that you can afford here. And that might not be a bad trade actually. I'm actually interested in this one, but it's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 overlapping bars. I don't know if I can get over that. 5 overlapping bars. So something interesting here happened, Panda. So after stream, we started to make another triangle. I mean, during the stream, we were just in this huge triangle. If you guys remember. Big triangle. Just took forever for it to finally break. Does a failed breakout, reverses, and actually crashes. That happened on Friday. And then comes back up, and then it makes another triangle here. And does a failed breakdown, and then reverses and makes a breakout. But this breakout doesn't last very long because then another triangle appears here. So yesterday was just like triangles on triangles, and it was just you know, it looked like it's about to trend in a certain way, but then ends up becoming a big triangle. So many triangles. And this one's just tricky, right? Because you could have had like a two-legged pullback here waiting. You actually get one here, but this trap happens off the top after bouncing off of this triangle here. So you're thinking this trend line, right? Anything like this, break of trend, you could consider this a new low, but typically I don't like to consider break of trends until we have a moving average gap, which is what we have here. Break of trend, and then we're waiting for the new low here. It doesn't come, starts to reverse, and then finally new low comes. And the new low comes off just a simple two-legged pullback actually, right? The new low is made with this A, B, C, and after just 2 moves down, it reverses and starts to go the other way. Major trend reversal right here. Unfortunately, no trades after that. I mean, it happens really late at night. So like yesterday, in the evening, last night. So we do have the trap triggering here. And I mean, this could be the thing that propels us above to make new all-time highs. But yeah, I'm just sitting on my pause here because you got so many overlapping bars here. One, two, three, four, five, like pretty much six overlapping bars. And even though this traps here, it's just a little too choppy for me, the trading range, and it can come back to the bottom of this trading range easily in my mind. Right? If this is a breakout, we want some strong bullish behavior. And where's my I mean, this is a decent strong bull bar here, with some follow through, but it's just hard to say. It's just an immediate context is very hard to say. Good morning, pandas. You guys are rolling in. Make sure you guys scalp that like button. Sumant, good evening from Singapore. Let's go, baby. I've been to Singapore one time, or actually two times in my life, technically. I was heading my way to Indonesia, and hitting Singapore, the best way to get to Indonesia is going to Singapore because there's no like major international airports in Indonesia. And so you go to Singapore and then take a ferry to Indonesia. And so technically I have to stop by Singapore, take the ferry to Indonesia, and come back to Singapore to get back on the plane to come back to the States. And so technically I've been to Singapore twice, but in my mind I'll just consider it once. And man, if you guys have ever been to Singapore, you guys have to try it out. It's amazing. Just the amount of development they have. It looks like an amusement park because of how like clean it is, and just how it's so clean. And the food there is amazing. Like, it's actually amazing. Like, if you just go to the markets, I forget what the markets are called. If one of the people from Singapore can remind us what are the markets called in Singapore, but the outside market, food markets, it's like you get like Michelin quality food for like $6, and it's actually so amazing. But yeah, Singapore is amazing. I definitely want to go back. Albert Dominguez, greetings, first time listening. Welcome to the stream. I'm glad that you're joining us. Let me say good morning to a couple more of my pandas here. Bill Gesso with the second entry on his badge. Thanks for becoming a supporter. Thanks for being a supporter. Observer. Good morning, Brandon Jones. Good morning from Florida. Astrid Jahiri, good morning. Kevin Mack from Louisville, good morning. Jerry's awake. Looks like 4 trading days in a row on a daily. Let's take a look at that real quick. As we begin, this is our daily chart at the moment, and made new all-time highs. And so we're not thinking, I mean, we could potentially be thinking break of trend, new high for the major trend reversal. We could be thinking that. I mean, this has been the most significant pullback so far, and this could be the minor reversal that we've been waiting for from this spike in channel. So we had a spike in channel breaks down, and then we couldn't be making new, well, we have already made new highs, and so this is a two-legged pullback. And so we're wondering what's going to happen once the second entry triggers. You can tell the second entry on the daily because we have a red number here, dark red number. So A, B, C, 2 pushes up after break of trend. Typically what we should see here is a reversal. If it doesn't reverse off of this, then it's hard to say what's going to, I mean, it looks like most likely will just be continuing uptrend. But we have the first minor reversal, strong enough to break the trend. Also strong enough to break the 20 EMA. And now we're coming back up. So 1, 2, 3, 4 overlapping bars in a row. Technically we still haven't broken out of this trading range, in my opinion. Like, this can suck us back in. We can come back to the bottom of the trading range very easily. We're still in this trading range, right? The magnetism of this trading range is still viable. Quick look at the 10K chart. What do we have going on here? 10K chart coming to test the 240 SMA almost. We haven't touched it in a while. 240 SMA hasn't been touched since man, October 13th. About 2 weeks ago. Hasn't been touched. 204 SMA on the 10K chart. But I mean, there are times where the 10K 20 EMA just looks so good. You know, just basically buying it off the 20 EMA every single time can give you at least a point. But now we're finding some weakness here, breaking here as well. But now we're back above the 20 MA, but we broke it multiple times, so I'm just unsure how strong the 20 MA is now. This trap is still in play. I mean, this trap is taking forever. It looks very slow, the market. It is about 3 ticks above it. It has to hit the zeros to be a perfect scalp. It has to hit the 25s. What I mean by zeros, 25s, 50s, 75s is I've made my grid to be 1 point for the y-axis. So every horizontal line represents 1 point. So from here to here is 1 point. And so when I say zeros, I mean, you know, right here on the line. When I say 25s, I mean 1 tick above it. 50s, 2 ticks above it. 75s, 3 ticks. And then of course, you know, 4 ticks is again back at the zeros. So when I say it has to get to the zeros here, that means once it breaks this, it has to get to the zeros to make 1 point, right, for a perfect scalp. 25 for an absolute scalp. If you want to know what perfect scalps are, absolute scalps, you can look at the frequently asked questions in the link below. Pandas, man, again, last week, man, just struggling the last 2 weeks here. I think the market's just been so slow, and the market looks like this going in, like every time the market looks like this, like even here, it was a struggle for me, right? All of this chop is just such a struggle, and it shows in my results, my performance, man, when it's just so choppy. When the 2000 tick chart looks like the 5-minute chart, to me, that's when I feel like, man, I gotta actually step back because it's just too slow for me. It's just, it gets too choppy, and I just like, I don't know, it's just difficult. You know, I think just mentally, it's just hard because the amount of patience you need just for any scalp to finish, it's just, yeah, I don't know what it is. When the 2K chart moves, like when the bars take 5 minutes to make on a 2K chart, it's actually very difficult for me. I'm realizing that more and more. Like for instance, this trap here. If you're in this trap, you know, you've been in this trap for how long? You know, you're waiting for this trap to finish, and it's already been about, since it triggered, it's been 11 minutes since this trap triggered, and we've been watching this. 11 minutes for the 2000 tick, you know, candle to finish. That's absolutely incredible. That's slower than the 5-minute. The 5 minutes actually moving quicker than the 2000 tick chart. The 2000 tick chart typically moves along with like the 2-minute chart, in my opinion, 2 to 3 minute chart. But when it moves slower than the 5-minute chart, this is just painful. It's about to make the absolute scalp. It takes about 10 minutes to make this scalp here. 11 minutes so far for this candle to finish. We're almost done. But the market is just incredibly slow right now. How I know the volume is low is when I look at a 2000 tick chart, and this takes longer than the 5-minute chart. If you guys don't know, I trade the tick charts, 2000 tick chart. You can look at what time frame I'm in, or tick frame, by looking at the top right of your screen. I posted it there, so it says I'm using a 2000 tick chart. That means every single tick here is 1 transaction. And so every candle finishes once 2000 transactions finish. When I say transactions, I don't mean every contract. I mean every single time a transaction happens. And so it could be 2 contracts, 5 contracts, 10 contracts, 100 contracts. It doesn't matter. Every transaction is 1 tick. And so when 2000 of those transactions happen, we get a tick, some movement on the candle here. And so, in 2000 transactions, it took 10 minutes for it to take, and more than 10 minutes, about coming close to about 13 minutes here. I can look at the time. So, you know, the reason why we traded tick charts here is because we want to trade the price action of the volume and the movement of the price. It does make an absolute scalp, as you can see, right? Hits the 25s. So that actually does finish after about 14 minutes of waiting on this 1 candle. And I'd rather just sit on my pause, because that's just a painful scalp to wait for. But it does give you a scalp here, and so congrats for anyone who was able to scalp out right there. Market hasn't opened yet, so I'm probably just gonna wait till the market open here. Very painful to wait for that 13-minute candle on the 2000 tick chart. Absolutely incredibly slow. Good morning, guys. Kelly Ann says we have a naked POC at 45.37. We are for sure going to hit sometime today. At the 45.37 mark, Kellyanne believes that we're going to come back down here to the bottom of the trading range, marked by the trading range indicator, using pure price action to mark this indicator here. Sorry, to mark this trading range. So, Kellyanne believes we're going to come back down here to hit the bottom of the trading range indicator. Jerry is awake, says GM. Good morning. SW Blaze. Good morning from Chicago. Another panda with the second entry on his badge. Good morning. Xiao Zhuan says sup from Singapore. Rataza Muchala, welcome back. Hawker Centers. Suman says Hawker Centers. Oh, Hawker Centers. That's right. That's what they're called. The Singaporean markets. Thanks, chat, for that. Zaid Hassan says good morning. Ducks on the pond, good morning. Good morning, people. I'm not sure what channel you're on, Ducks on the Pond, but I mean, all we have here are pandas and ducks. Richard Belmont, good morning from Colombia. Scott Hubbard, good morning to my fellow panda. Another second entry on his badge. Pandas, this is the kind of support and loyalty that we have on this channel, and for these pandas, right? This channel really wouldn't be here unless these pandas were here. So do appreciate these guys being pandas and for your long time support. There is one more level on that two-legged pullback badge, by the way. We Win Trades, good morning. I'm not sure if I've seen your name before. We Win Trades. Welcome to the channel if it's your first time. Hope you enjoy the content here. Bernadette, good morning. Voodoo from the Philippines, good morning. As we guys are rolling in, make sure you guys scalp that like button. We had the slowest scalp ever on the 2000 tick chart. It looks like we're still in the Globex session. Is it some sort of holiday or something today? Because that took 13 minutes for this one candle to finish on a trap. Absolutely incredibly slow here. Voodoo One says, hello Panda from Philippines. As long as I want to trade futures, it is really hard to find a broker that can accommodate an account from here. If anyone from the Philippines can help out Voodoo and provide a good broker for him to use, let him know, and I'm sure he would much appreciate that. And if anyone else is in the Philippines trading futures, what account or what broker do you use? Pandas. Welcome to the stream, pandas. Glad that you guys can join us. I'm Baba Money. And on the stream, we trade the biggest, baddest, most liquidable market in the universe of E-mini S&P futures, ES, whatever you want to call it. It's a Super Bowl of trading. We trade it every single day on the stream. Let's go, baby. We scalp the E-mini. Finally, this trap is doing what it should have done a long time ago, and it's kind of propelling up. Looking for new all-time highs, right? Riding beautifully above the 20 EMA. Looking to pop above here on the daily. It could just be another bull bar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, potentially 9 bull bars in a row. Absolutely incredible. Pop up here. Makes 1, 2, 3, 4 points almost. Perfect scalp on the 4 points. A perfect 4 points right now. So it may not be out on 4 points. But the shape of this looks nice, right, pandas? Like we're above the 20 EMA clearly. Right? Try to break below it once and twice. Reverse it strongly. Another push down. Right? This trap fails. Pushes up. Another trap to the upside. Nice push up here. Still above the 20 EMA here on the 2000 tick chart. I mean, we could have break a trend new high here, but in my opinion, when you break the new high with this trap like this, I'm not sure. I'm looking at, you know, this continued uptrend here. I'm gonna use this as my channel here. We could go into a type of spiking channel, but the 20 EMA is acting too obviously as a support right now, so I'm gonna treat it like a support. Griff says, how many contracts have you been trading? I'm still trading 2. I said I really wouldn't move on past 2 contracts on stream until I have a solid week of green days. I need 5 green days in a row, and it's just the market's been punishing me on stream, and so I'm just trading 2 contracts until I can make some green on these streams, pandas. I need a green stream. Uriel Cohen, good morning. Another second entry panda. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Hope you guys are enjoying the stream. Hope you guys are enjoying the content. If you guys are just joining, make sure you guys scalp that like button. If you guys are new to the stream, we trade a setup that looks like this. 2-legged pullback. 2 pushes down, 2 pushes up. And the market just loves to move in 2s. And so we like to take advantage of that using pure price action. So when the market makes 2 moves, this move is done. This downwards move is done. And typically, right, if the market's in an uptrend, the uptrend will continue. So we can find this in the right context. This is a greater than 90% probability to make at least a scalp and maybe even a swing. So we have to find this setup in key areas such as moving averages, trend lines, channels, support resistance levels. And so what we like to do is find this setup on the screen. So if you like more information, more details, you can look at the description below. It goes into more details on how to count legs and find these second entries. Also on stream, we trade pure price action, so I don't have any momentum indicators. I don't have any indicators that go beyond price action. And so I have the 20 EMA, I have the 240 SMA. Also, I have the trading range indicator that uses price action to identify trading ranges, and also the 2-legged pullback indicator, of course, the trusty 2-legged pullback indicator that marks automatically all second entries, counts all legs for us automatically, so it takes all of the counting out for us. We can just look at, simply by looking at the super signal, if it's a dark red or dark green number, we know it's a second entry. So I was just marking these triangles from yesterday. Pre-market analysis, I mean, right now we're in an uptrend. I mean, just no doubt about it. I mean, when you have the 20 EMA looking like this, off of the 2000 tick chart, you know, there's no doubt right now we're in an uptrend. So we are, I mean, we had some consolidation here, but right, double bottom, coming back up, breaking above with a trap, right, above this consolidation. I mean, we're in an uptrend, and I'm going to trade a second uptrend until said otherwise. Good morning, Panis. Hey, let me know if the music's too loud, if the volumes are good, my voice is too loud, too soft. Just give me some of that feedback, constructive criticism. Yeah, so the reason why I like to trade price action is because, not that it's necessarily easy, right? Like when you think of price action, no momentum indicators, no indicators like that, you're thinking, okay, you want to simplify the charts. But by doing so, you actually have to pay more attention to all of the movements on what's going on. You know, and so, you know, just like little things like, you know, perhaps this right here. You know, when you have a move up like this, you know, why does the market bounce off right here on this area, right? Why were these wicks created? Right, you can say a couple of things. You can say that perhaps it was a previous pivot high here, right, creating the wicks. You can say also perhaps it's 2 times the risk of this bar, right? And so if you're going to put a entry here, your stop loss is 1 tick below here, and this is 2 times that. And you see that the moment it gets there, it starts to bounce off of it. People finding swing traders right here are finding the profits here, taking the profits right there. And so that's why you see these wicks here. And so you got to like pay a lot of attention to those little details like that. And then you have little things like, when this comes down, this comes up, comes back down, you see that there's a gap here between this high and this low, right? This gap has not been filled, showing a strong bullish momentum. And so you have like a lot of things like gaps like this. You also have to consider things like, you know, have we been making points on the long side? Right here, we see a trap here triggers, and the long side, right, actually fails to make a point. Even on that trap, comes back down, then finally makes a point. You got to consider things like this, right? So maybe the bullish momentum is not as strong as you think, right? You guys see, are the bears making points, right? The bears made a point here, bears made a point here, bears made a point here, right? Bears are making points here, and so you have to consider, man, maybe that's not the best long trade to go into because of all of this price action going on. So you also have choppiness here, overlapping bars. Consider that as well. That's why I didn't enter this trap here. Even though it does make a point here, in my opinion, that could have been, you know, a dangerous trade to go into. I don't regret not entering there, because in another time that could actually reverse and come back to the bottom of this trading range at any other time. And so in my opinion, like when you read price action, you have to actually look at bar by bar and all of the little nuances of what's happening on each bar here. So it's not necessarily easy, right? Just because we simplify the charts, but in my opinion, the reason why I do it is because I think it's telling us an accurate description of all of the things that the institutions are doing. And so we're trying to look at the footprints here of the chart, of the candles, and trying to understand what's going on. Who has the power here, right? When we look at the price action, who actually has the power here? Right now, I think clearly the bulls have the power until we can break this trend line. If we can break this trend line, then I think the bulls have potentially gotten weaker, and the bears, they're actually fighting back and forth. But right now, like, I'm not looking to go short anytime soon, right? I'm not looking to go short when we have a trap breaking out of this trading range. Trap, I mean by this magenta box coming up here. Yeah, we're looking I wasn't going short here, definitely not, and looking to probably make new all-time highs. And that's probably what's going to happen here. And so when we trade price action, you know, the reason why I do it is because I think it's the most accurate, most precise way to know what institutions are doing. Momentum indicators can, you know, let's just say this: if you make money using indicators, momentum indicators, please continue to do so. You know, this is not financial advice. But on this channel, the reason why we use pure price action is because we like to consider, right, all of the movements of the price action is all we need to know what's going to happen. Now, am I good at reading price action? Hey, I'm still learning. I'm just a panda, you know. I'm not an I never said I'm an expert, but you know, I found some pretty good results so far. The last 2 weeks have been pretty rough. Been losing a little. I've been a couple red days, but it's all good, panda. As long as your red days are not that large, you know, that's what's important. Brian Stone says, "Let's go, baby." Ralph Grun says, "Good morning from Atlanta, home of the World Series bound Atlanta Braves." Let's go, baby. I don't know about that, but good luck to the Atlanta Braves. We have an outside bar reversal. I hate entering outside bar reversals, but just looking at the price action right now, it looks like it wants to make new all-time highs. I don't know when, but market just opened. I'm going to look for some sort of spike in channel here, if we can get it. This trap might trigger here. It's a perfect scalp trap. I like that better than the outside bar trap right there. That looks pretty good for a point. Sitting on my pause though. Sitting on my pause here. If we get another trap to the upside, right, two-legged pullback off of this trend line, I'll be very that almost made me want to enter in that spike down, spike back up. That almost made me want to enter in. I would like it if we can get a second entry long here. Give me a second entry long. Doesn't trigger the second entry long yet. Come back to 20 EMA for me. 20 EMA. If we come back up here, giving us a nice signal bar, I'd be interested in going long here. Right, off of the 20 EMA, off of this trend line here. Priming up my order. Looking to go long here off of this trend line. Looks like it might make an outside bar reversal on me. I hope not, because I don't like those, but almost made the outside bar reversal. Woo! Almost got in the outside bar reversal. I like this because it's a Pikachu, so I'm willing to take this trade. But above the 20 MA, on this trend line as well. Getting choppy though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 overlapping bars in a row. Ooh, it's a little scary here to enter long. Pandas, do not copy my trades. Do not copy my trades. Oh, I don't know about that. This is getting really choppy here. Really choppy. Too many overlapping bars, in my opinion. What to do? Inside bar created. We're gonna sit on our pause here, Pandas. This is getting a little too choppy, a little too confusing. I think it's gonna go long, but with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 overlapping bars in a row, it could go 50-50 in my opinion. I'm just unsure here. Yeah, I'm sitting on my pause. I can skip this trade. In my opinion, it looks like it wants to go up. We've got just a two-legged pullback back to 20 minutes. Just a little too choppy for me to enter. A little too choppy, in my opinion. We do have an L4 setup as well. Okay, perfect scalp made. So this trap is no longer viable. No more trap. 10K chart. We have broken, making a second entry on the 10K chart. Can easily make a point on the 10K chart here. 10K chart. Usually second entries are very good for a point here. Currently, looking for a point on the 10K. 10K chart makes an absolute scalp. Coming back into, right, so now we broke this trend line, in my opinion. Right, this trend line is broken. You could consider this trend line being broken earlier, such as here, right, making a new high. And you could try to enter on a trap here to the downside. That'll be your trade to go short at the moment. Right now, I'm just looking at this, maybe coming back down to the bottom of the trading range. Or this trading range is still viable, right, hasn't broken out of it yet. I would like to see what happens here. If we get a trap here, I'll be interested in going short if we do get a trap. If it traps and doesn't come back to the bottom of this trading range, I'll be... that's a trick, right? I definitely got tricked, right? That's a trick. If this traps and doesn't come back to the bottom of the trading range, that is a tricky market. And I think that's what's going to happen here. I'm going to take this trap no matter what, and I'll take the hit. But I like the trap here. Trap doesn't trigger though, right? We don't get the second entry long, so we can't get the trap here. So it might go on without us, right? That move back up might be enough for traders to see, okay, this is reversing, and that's enough evidence for me, right? Just to move up and reversing, that's enough for me to go short. But I'm going to trade a trap here. Okay, we got a potential trap here trading. Thinking bottom of the trading range here on this trap, right? Break a trend, new high. Right, we got break a trend, new high on the L4 setup. I'm taking this trap maybe to the bottom of this trading range. Actually, I'll take I'll do this. One scalp, one runner. Could have a spiking channel, but this channel is very horizontal here. It's unsure. It's a doji bar forming here. Decent signal bar actually. It looks a little sketchy. It kind of looks like it wants to pop back up, pandas. Micro double top right now. I'm trying to read the price action. Yeah, triple top, micro triple top here. I'm gonna attempt this here just for a small little risk here for a point. Potentially come back to the bottom of this trading range. Hits a perfect scalp here. Let's go, baby. We're gonna move. Stop loss plus 1 tick here. Let's see if we get to the bottom of the trading range here. We already got our scalp. We're looking for a runner here now. I kind of want to extend this runner. I'm going to extend this runner. Yeah, I might get stopped down anyways. Ooh, I'll come back to this bottom of this trading range. Makes sense. I kind of want to extend this runner here until we have good reason to reverse it. All right, let's go, baby. I'll take it. Let's go, baby. 275. Let's go, baby. I'll take it. I'll take it. I'll take that. I'll take 275. I like it because how fast it was, and you know, once it triggered, you know that was a proper scalp, pandas. Right? That's how you trade the scalp, because really, the moment this went below the 20 EMA, your alarms should start going off. Right? Micro triple top, L4 setup, right? Break of trend, new high. You have a lot of things going for you. Trading range, at least to the bottom of the trading range here. That's what you're thinking. But I'm not sure how much further it's gonna go down below this trading range. I kind of just like taking that. It could keep going down reverse for a long time now. That's fine with me. But I'm fine with taking that bottom of this trading range here. Let's go, baby. Okay, let's just start off with 275 plus here. By the way, this horizontal line here is like the previous all-time high. Right, it's the all-time high here. That's what that horizontal line is on the 2000 tick chart. It's like the previous all-time high before we broke it with these wicks. The reason why I mark it is because it might act as a support resistance level for a while. Main reason being is because every time we make these new highs, right? Typically, once we make like a new high, you know, we kind of reverse. We make these pullbacks, right? When we make this new high here, strong pullback back after this new high, right, was made here. We matched it, poked above a little bit, and then reverses. So that's why I like to mark it here, because it can have like a pretty strong reversal here, and so that's why I have it on my chart still. We traps again. Right, I could have been safe in this, and I could have scalped out a couple more points here, but you know, it is what it is. I mean, I don't mind this, you know, taking this, you know, a couple $100 here. Let's go, baby. Kellyanne, yes, as Kellyanne mentioned as well, right? This, where the trading range indicator was before it got adjusted here, it was right at this point. That's where I took my profits. Let's go, baby. Yes. Speedy Boy says, look at the 5 minute. I mean, when you look at the 5 minute chart and it looks like this, you're not thinking, you're thinking at the very least, trading range. But at the most, strong bear trend day today. If we hit yesterday's, if we break under yesterday's low, pandas, I mean, that could be, I mean, our second entry could be a nice trade right there, pandas. We're going straight down to it, though, looks like. It's a lot more money, and I'm kind of regretting just coming out right there. Regretting it, hindsight bias, but I don't regret it at the time I got it. I was really considering, should I just, you know, hold this until we get a couple legs down. And we did get a couple legs, some big legs down here, but pandas, I'm completely fine with that. I was really considering it, but you know, I cannot tell you how many times it bounces off, something like this, comes right back up, you know, traps you out, and then comes down. So I just like to protect my profits here. I'm fine with that. Let's go, baby. That's a nice trade. Nice trade here, right? This trap off of the beginning of the day. Coming to yesterday's low, or Friday's low, and if we hit Friday's low on the daily, guess what? Two-legged pullback on the daily. Could be a strong move down, right? Breaker trend, new high. and this could be the reversal. I mean, I don't know if you really want to go short. I mean, the best way to go short is after a trap on the 20 EMA once again, but who knows what will happen, pandas. Right now, we're not looking to go long. Right now, we're not looking to go long at all. Right, we're gonna respect this downtrend until said otherwise. We're gonna respect this downtrend. This is basically a breakdown at the moment. The 5 minute is clearly strong bear bars, a couple of them in a row. Absolutely incredible price action here. Dad Rodriguez says, what am I looking at? You are looking at the E-mini S&P futures, ES. L4 setup here. Could bounce off. Not sure how far it's going to bounce off, but this was yesterday or Friday's close here. Friday's close is right here. Alright. This is Friday's close. L4 does make a point here. Not looking to go long at the moment. If we break clearly above the 20 EMA, then maybe looking to go long. But in my opinion, it's still downtrend until we can break trend new low. All right, we don't even have a minor reversal here, so we gotta look at the price action. And we're just going straight down at the moment. Kind of hard to mark this, but I mean, this is kind of like the trend you're gonna use. In my opinion, I mean, you could use this, right, which is like a little weird, right? If you're gonna use this pivot to this pivot, in my opinion, it makes more sense to use this pivot to this pivot to get a better angle, right? This angle is just not, it's just not enough. It just looks better like this, and it makes more sense to me, right? How the market moves to use this pivot to this pivot. And we'll see if this trend can break. The 5 minute creating a huge wick, pretty large wick off yesterday's close. We could be creating some sort of trading range on the 5 minute here. 10,000 tick chart, pandas. Now I know why. Pandas, a 10,000 tick chart has been creating a trading range ever since on Friday, and it started around 1 p.m. on Friday, and we try to break above it, break below it, break above it, and now we're back into it. And so in my opinion, the trading range indicator on a 10,000 tick chart is showing us beautifully what's going on here. 5 minute, about 50 more seconds until this candle's finished, but it looks like it's going to create a huge reversal wick here. But we shall see, right? We're basically about to hit the trend line here on one move up. Some people can consider this a hidden second entry, because it looks like a two-legged pullback, right? With this one red candle, right? If it just went one tick below it, it would be a two-legged pullback, but it doesn't. Rather, it makes a micro double bottom, right? Creating that. So you have a potential second entry here, hidden second entry, optical second entry, whatever you want to call it. I like to call it optical because that's what it looks like to me. It just looks like a second entry. Let's go, baby. Hey, make sure you guys scalp that like button. So some people, if you see this shoot down real quick, it's because people traded this as a second entry. Terrible signal bar though, so I'm not even interested. If that was a good signal bar, I may have entered that, right, for a hidden second entry, but the signal bar was not even good enough for me. So on top of it being a hidden second entry, which is typically weaker, I would have, terrible signal bar. So if it does make a point, it's something that we just would not be able to take part of. We do have an L4 setup here, right? So we have 4 pushes up with this 4 pushes down as well, and usually after the market makes these 4 pushes, it can reverse, right? Strong reversal points. The main reason being is because 4 pushes is just two-legged pullbacks in a row. Right? You have a A, B, C pattern, that's one, and then you also have this. It's a little wonky, but it's A, B, C, right? And that two-legged move is done, right? So two-legged pullbacks in a row. This is why oftentimes the 4 pushes up, when you see this 4, especially with a magenta box, right? Magenta box or gold box, that's a strong point of reversal. We call them H4, L4 failures. If you want more information about the H4, L4 failures, you can look at the description below the frequently asked questions here. We do have a second entry right off of the 20 EMA. I like this trade, pandas. I'm going to take this trade. I'm going to try to go short here, pandas. Let's see if we can get a scalp here. I might get bit in the butt, but I like that, right? Just right off the 20 EMA, right? Breaking of the trend here, first time. Let's see if we can get a nice scalp here. Just want to scalp here off the 20 EMA, right? Off the strong downtrend. We made the perfect scalp. I'm going to move my stop loss one tick below. Okay, let's go, baby. I got the scalp already. Looking for the runner now. Right, let's see how far the runner can go. I don't think the runners can go very far, but pandas can dream, right? Pandas can dream. The main reason being is because a 5-minute bounce off of yesterday's close so perfectly. I should have scalped the whole thing here. I think I'm going to scalp the whole thing. Let's see. Oh, okay. Got stopped. I should have scalped the whole thing. I saw that price action. Should have scalped the whole thing, but rather it came back and stopped me out myself. Let's go, baby. Let's go, baby. Just a quick scalp. I should have scalped the whole position there. I was a little greedy trying to get that runner, but I should have scalped the whole thing. We're getting another bounce off of the 20 EMA with a lower high setup, pandas here. This is actually probably a better second entry to enter into to go short. Right? Lower high second entry. I'm really tempted, pandas, to take this short as well, right? Because that should have reversed here. This should have gave us a strong push up if we were going to reverse here, but we're looking for a new low, pandas, I believe. I just do not like the 5-minute wick that was created. I do not like this wick. I do not like that wick, how it was created right off yesterday's close. I did not like that. It makes me want to sit on my pause. We have an outside bar reversal as well. I'm going to sit on my pause here because of outside bar reversal. I do not like outside bar reversals. So we'll just let that play out. But I'm going to skip this second entry. Right. See the outside bar reversal starting to reverse a little bit. Ooh, pretty strong bear bar on the outside bar reversal. Not sure what's going to happen here, Pan. I'm going to sit on my pause. I'm thinking new low, but I like that trap, or I like this, basically this Pikachu trade here. That was a good trade off of the 20 EMA. Right, that's why I don't trade outside bar reversals, pandas. Because outside bar reversals in and of themselves are basically trading ranges on the 2 bars. Right, you had this strong push up, then strong push back down. I don't like that wick on the 5-minute. Do not like this wick at all. Coming back down, failing to break above it again. 20 EMA clearly acting as resistance here. I almost want to go short here because of the price action here. But I don't like the fact that this basically are 3 overlapping bars now. But it's a lower high second entry setup off of the 20 EMA. Man, oh man. That does look good. I just don't like that wick on the 5-minute. A lower high setup. I don't like how it keeps going back up, basically creating these trading ranges, right? These like single bar trading ranges. I don't like how it broke above the previous candle's high now with that. Right, showing me that this reversal attempt might actually be successful. Right, this reversal, this 3 here. Right, so after the 2-legged pullback here, right, now it comes a 3. And looks like, oh, it made a perfect scalp though. It's actually a trap right now. Perfect scalp trap on that reverse. Ooh. Still a lower high setup, but sitting on my pause on this one, pandas, it looks a little too choppy for me. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4 overlapping bars. I don't like it. I'm not gonna go short here, but pandas, thoughts and prayers for anyone who does go short here. I understand why you would want to go short because this 20 EMA is clearly acting as a resistance, and we're getting failed breakouts to the upside here. 1, 2. If it, with the outside bar reversal trapping again. What do we have here? Let's go, baby. Hey, make sure you guys scalp that like button. Got 2 nice scalps so far today. Loving that. Loving that. Still under the 20 EMA clearly. He's trying to break out again. That's 3 attempts to break out to the upside. If this fails, I might go short here because that is essentially 3 attempts to break out, and it failed 3 times, making me think that this downtrend is continuing. But if this reverses and breaks like above these pivots, I'm no longer interested. Creating basically a small triangle here. Right, just so many overlapping bars. That lower high setup with 3 failed attempts to reverse this market makes me very, very interested in going short here. Just maybe to the bottom of trading range, but I feel bullishness here. I just feel it. I feel that this is bullish. All right, there we go. We're breaking above now. Right, I don't like to go short against this. Terrible to go short against this. Right now we broke above this high. No longer interested in going short. Right, we're thinking potentially reversal trade here. Right, that this can come way back up easily. Remember the 5-minute chart creating a huge wick. I didn't like that. I didn't like that bounce right off of yesterday's or Friday's close. We're also within the trading range of 10K chart. I would understand why you want to go short here. In my opinion, the only way I'll go short here is on a failed trap to the long side. Right? If this goes short, right? If this breaks here, basically I need a failed trap. So I need the 2-legged pullback, which is this A, B, C, second entry, and if this fails here to go long, then I'll look to go short. That's the only short I'll look here at the moment because we broke above this pivot high. So not really. I'm thinking this is a reversal rather than continuation, because this price action, if this was a continue, should have continued here, right? But instead it's reversing here. So I won't take this short. I will potentially take the short on a failed trap, but it really depends on the price action. Jonas Rathman said, "Yes, I made it to the stream." Oh man, that makes me all warm and fuzzy inside. You super excited just making this stream. Hey, we're here every single day, 9 a.m. I'm guessing you have some circumstances that make it difficult to enter this to watch the stream, but hey, Jonas, glad that you're here. Let's go, baby. Kellyanne says, "I'm in a short and need a diaper." Oh no. I mean, you have a chance. I don't know what your stop loss or what your strategy looks like, Kellyanne, but maybe you be willing to scale in one time here, and you know, have your stop loss above here. One scale in. We could have a potential L4, like I said, Pandas. If this trap fails to the long side and reverses, I'll be looking to go short. Right now, it looks like it wants to try to reverse. The bulls are trying whatever they can to reverse this market, staying above the 28 EMA now, right? There's all this chop. We broke below here, terrible signal bar to enter short, in my opinion. All right, but if this trap fails, I'll be looking. It looks like a good trade to go long. Like, it looks really good trade to go long right now. I almost want to go long here, but it's just too choppy, in my opinion. It makes me think that this trap could fail. And this trap fails, man, I mean, we do have this uptrend now, in my opinion. This trap fails, it's hard because I have to break below this trend line now. Difficult trade. Difficult trade, in my opinion. Already making a couple ticks, right? Strong move up. Already makes a perfect scalp. Absolute scalp, right? That trap was good. So yeah, Pandas, like I said, that trap, that long looked really good. Like, I almost wanted to go long, but I can feel it already. If I went long there and if it failed, people would be like, how could you counter trend trade this trend? Everyone would be saying that. But in my opinion, it's hard to trade that because you don't have a break of trend new low yet, right? Like, you're kind of looking for a new low, but it never happened. And so if it doesn't happen, then you just have to adapt and realize that the new low is not happening. And the new low basically was right here, right? This was an attempt to go low, and that's all it gave, right? That's all the market gave us. Kellyanne says, "I am long, recover my loss." Let's go, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Being adaptable, being smooth. Yeah, that long trade looked really good, because just imagine if you were short here, right? And if you were short here, like, imagine if you're in Kellyanne's shoes. And then you saw this happen right here, and it started to reverse above the 20 MA, right, with a failed breakdown. Like, you're thinking, man, I wish I took the opposite of that trade if you were Kellyanne, which is exactly what she did. Adapted very quickly, made up her loss, and probably could have made a profit, actually. But just imagine if you're short here, how would you feel if you saw this, right? And it you know, imagine if you went short here, and all of a sudden the candle ended like this. Like, what are you thinking? Are you thinking, I have a good chance to make my scalp? No, you're like, man, I made the wrong trade. I wish I'd never entered this trade. All of that remorse and disappointment will start to happen. And when it does break above here, that's when people feel confident to take this trap here, reversal trade. So, like I mentioned, right, that 5 minute off of that close, that's not what you want to see on a strong bear trend. It is what it is, pandas. We do have an L4 set up. This is absolutely incredible. We have a L4 here, H4 here, and another L4 here. Is this L4 going to reverse again? We have pretty strong reversals off of these L4s, on these H4, L4 setups. Right. Easy can see, like, if I didn't have the trading, if I didn't have the two-legged pullback indicator, I wouldn't be able to easily see how these are all L4, H4 setups. But because we automatically count all legs, right, we can see that there are 4 pushes down, right? That's where the market reverses. 4 pushes up. This is where the market may reverse, but again, hard to say because we need to have the price action to tell us, right, break a trend. We need the price of, you know, like, in my opinion, that even this long was a little hard to take because, right, potentially looking for new low, right? We wanted that new low, but once this trapped here, right, like I said, like, man, that is a really good trade to go long. That's what it looked like. I didn't want to do it because, you know, I would feel more comfortable with a new low, right? Make a new extreme, but the price action was looking like it was going long, right? It looked like every time it wanted to go break down, it just could not do it. Could not hold a red bar really. Right? Even this red bar was not very good. Yeah, Kellyanne says, I took the trap short, getting burned, thinking we were getting a new low. It makes sense. And so I was going to do that, but that's why I took the scalp with runner. Scalp with runner was the reason why I was saved here. Typically, otherwise I would have just taken the whole swing here, but the scalp with runner was good enough. So what actually happened here was break of trend here. I mean, it's hard to say because this break of trend is not that strong. Right, with this really strong move down. But yeah, it's just hard to say. I mean, I would feel way more comfortable going long here if we made that new low. But because we didn't make that new low, I didn't feel comfortable going long here. But it ends up being a very good trade. Right now my computer, I mean, I've had some computer problems. Right now my computer's running at 73 degrees Celsius. On Friday it was running like upwards to like 94, 95, 96, and it was going crazy. I actually had to, you know, add new thermal paste to the heat sink, and it seems to be doing the job. But I mean, we shall see. New thermal paste, clean some of the filters, and seems to be running a little smoother today. You know, much smoother than Friday. I just want to see the temps stabilize here. I did a test stream over the weekend, just ran it for like 5 hours, and it ran pretty fine. And so hopefully today will be good. Yeah, that's a good observation there. Virimani says trading range measure move hit perfectly, reversing back into trading range. And so if you get this trading range, and if you get the tool, the line tool, there's a little dot that is in the middle of this. And so if I put that middle dot right here, this means that this is 2 times. So you can see exactly where it bounces off of 2 times this measure move or this trading range. I mean, we're strong uptrend now, pandas. A strong reversal off of that. Right, more opening reversal to another reversal here. I mean, it could be trading range day today, and that's why it's happening. We're just going violently up and down. Trading range on the 10K chart is still viable. It's just a trading range on the 10K chart. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hits right now here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hits here. This trading range might expand. Depends on if we get another wick here. The trading range indicator, from what I know, is the only indicator that I know that uses price action to identify trading ranges. I don't know any other indicator out there that uses trading price action to mark these trading ranges, and so we do have a trading range here still on the 10K chart. I'm trying to see if there's something bigger going on here. I mean, we can easily mark this. I think this could be a channel, really broad channel up. You can see a couple things like this, right? Break of trend. Could not finally makes a new high. And a couple ways to do this. I mean, you can see this break of trend, new high, reversal. Break of trend, new high, reversal. But this reversal is not necessarily good enough. Right, we're coming back above the 20 MA. It's strange to me. Let's just say, when you have price action that looks like this, you're thinking trading range, and trading range is typically confusing. Let's take a look at the 5 minute here. What we got here in the 5 minutes so far? Not much. You know, the 5 minutes is funny because in this whole time that we've been looking at the 2000 tick chart, really only one leg, one pullback has happened, right? We have actually one pullback, first entry. This is all we have right now. Just two legs basically on the 5 minute chart, just two legs developing here. Ooh, a trap. Overextended though, in my opinion. But this trap, strong uptrend. Breaking above this channel here is kind of hard to go long right there, not near any key areas. But traps in general are very good trades, right? Especially going with trend. I wouldn't be surprised if this does make a point here, but I'm just sitting on my pause because we broke outside of this channel, making me think we're overextended in terms of price action. We'll probably try to come back into this channel here. I don't like to trade these overextensions here. Oftentimes lead to failed breakouts. This trap is currently failing. Can come back down to the 20 EMA. That's what you want at least. Come back to the 20 EMA. Jack Beyond asks, are you Korean American? I'm Panda. It doesn't matter what race I am. But I think those who are following for a long time pretty much know what race I am. I am a American citizen. I am an American citizen. We do break here below again. If we get another failed trap, that's 3 attempts up to break upwards, right? 1, 2, and another attempt up the failed trap. I'll look to go short here, actually back to the 20 EMA, because that's a lot of failed traps to the long side. But I can. The reason being is because most likely what happens is this trap should go up. But if it doesn't do what it should, typically the opposite has a strong reaction. So if this does trap above here, I mean that's a lot of chop here. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 overlapping bars in a row right now. Let's see what happens here. I mean, if we get a failed trap to the long side, I mean, I wouldn't blame you if you went short just to get the scalp at least. But when you have failed traps, multiple failed traps, right? We got 3 pushes up, right? Especially when you have a trading range now, typically it reverses. Falcon 1 says, how does anyone know what race you are? As Mark Aguilera says, it depends on what type of panda I am. I'm a panda American. Woo! Austin Hare, I'm a panda American, that's what I am. Half panda, half American. That makes no sense, but yeah, I'm a panda American. Let's go, baby. Yeah, that failed trap starting to give us a perfect scalp here. the 5-minute chart, we triggered our second pullback. A, B, C pattern, and this could propel us to the new highs here, right, with the second entry long. The second entry is a little wonky though because of how big these moves are. Typically, you want second entries to go with trend or go against the trading range. Right now, but regardless, it's 2 moves, right? The market has made 2 moves, 2 legs. Hard to say what's going to happen here though. Right, we got, like I said, when we overextend this channel here, I wasn't trying to go long on this trap. In fact, when this trap trapped, right, this is a trap, the trap traders. I was looking for another trap to fail to enter short here, but rather it gave it to us on this failed trap. It tried to trap again, but it failed to do so. Coming back to the 20 EMA now. You're thinking overshoot here, overshoot to the other side. So I'm going to sit on my pause, right? There's no second entry anyways. Some people can look at this as a second entry. Right? Some people can look at this. I would say this is definitely not a second entry because of the failure, but it is technically 2 legs down. The count resets here once it broke this pivot, but some people can consider this a second entry. I'm sitting on my pause regardless. Right? You think overshoot here, overshoot to the other side. Especially with today's kind of price action, you're thinking trading range type price action. So a lot of funky stuff is going to happen. Jonas Rathman says, so anyone watched F1 in America yesterday? Is that Formula 1? I'm not sure what F1 is. Seymour says trading range today. Boring. Five-minute. Giving us potential second entry long here. We're just between yesterday's close or Friday's close to Friday's high. Looking at the daily here, unsure what's gonna happen. Unsure. Pandas. Second entry long on the 5-minute. Gonna skip it. It is a second entry, higher low setup, and it can give us a nice swing here, but it's it just looks weird, you know. It's not a second entry you want to go into. A, B, C. It is a second entry, but not every second entry is created equal, pandas. You gotta learn how to read price action and find context. Ooh, the 10K chart giving us a second entry as well. A, B, C. Ooh, this one is actually more enticing than the 5-minute one in my opinion. Even though they're pretty much the same thing, that's enticing. Second entry on the 10K chart here. Above the 20 EMA. Strong push down. But the trading range here might come back into the trading range. Yeah, I'm sitting on my pause. It's hard to say what's going to happen here. Yeah, it's just hard to say, in my opinion. We're above the 20 EMA clearly on the 2K chart. Wow, a lot of you guys watch Formula 1 racing. Very interesting. I'm kind of surprised. I didn't know you guys would be so into Formula 1. Maybe something I can look into. But Phil W says, love F1, Formula 1 for our Chief Panda. Austin, race was great. Next on to Mexico in 2 weeks. Let's go, maybe. Jack Bjorn says, love watching and playing racing games afterwards. Let's go, baby. What racing game do you play? I don't even know. I used to play Gran Turismo like all the time. I loved Gran Turismo. I mean, most of my car knowledge came from just playing Gran Turismo. But yeah, I mean, I love Gran Turismo. I thought it was so fun, and I just love the fact that you can like drive any car, and it was just so realistic. I loved it. I loved it. But yeah, I haven't really played any racing games in a long time. Sitting on my pause here, Pandas, looking for the overshoot here to the overshoot to the other side. Still waiting for that. All right, with that failed trap here, could be a reversal point as well. Failed traps are also good reversal points, especially after, right, L4 setups. Right, we have another L4 here. L4 here, off the open. H4 here, L4 here, right? And this one doesn't make a little poke above it and start to reverse. So these L4s are just rock stars right now for swing trades. Overshoot to the top of the channel. Looking for overshoot to the bottom of the channel. Got a lot of noise going on. Let me clear up some of these. Clear up this one up for sure. I'm gonna keep this line here. I want to color this, and I'm gonna color it. Let's color it red, showing us the previous all-time high. Actually, I'll color it magenta. It's no surprise we keep finding price action around this point here, this magenta box, or this magenta line. Main reason being is because that was a previous all-time high before we just poked above it the last couple days. Makes sense. We're finding some price action just keep going through because the market's trying to wonder, is this continuation uptrend, or are we, right, on a double top? And so this is why you find a ton of price action right here because of the previous all-time high. So the bears want it to be double top, the bulls want it to be continuation. And so you're having a big exchange of trades here going on, right? 4 days worth of exchange of trades. And because basically what's happening is the bears are banking, going short, the bulls are banking, right? Also bulls are coming out with their, right? Bulls who entered long here are coming out with profit. Protecting their profits, and there's a big exchange going on here. And basically how we know who's going to win now is basically whichever way this breaks out is who, we know who's going to win. Just watching here though, getting choppy. We do have a two-legged pullback, a genuine two-legged pullback now. A, B, C off of the trend line here. Off of the trend line, Pandas. Finding ourselves an interesting spot here, maybe to go long, but I do not like the inside bar here. That does not look good. That does not look like a strong signal bar. It is green, but it's not a good signal bar because it does not end near its high. It ends closer to the middle. Plus, it's actually an inside bar, right? If we had a failed breakdown and we got a nice little wick here or tail, that'd be nicer than the way this looks, in my opinion. This looks a little like sketchy to me, and I mean, thoughts and prayers for those who go long here. I wouldn't, I would understand why you want to go long, right, when you're thinking uptrend, but I'm sitting on my pause here. In fact, this trap is probably a better trade, but I'm not sure how much of the overshoot is going to really happen here. But this trap trade, decent trade, but I would actually take the failed trap here to come back into this channel to go long. That is my trade that I'm waiting for. I'm going to wait for this trap to fail and take the reversal of this trap. That's what I'm going to do. They didn't give a continuation of the uptrend off of this trend line, but that's the trade I'm going to wait for. A failed trap to go long. I'm going to skip this trade. Going to wait for this one to trigger. It fail and then give us pretty much a micro double bottom of some sort, or yeah, I want a continuation of this uptrend here. Jonas Rathman says, I got a sim set up for racing. Like, you have a rig? Like, you actually have like a rig? Does it move around? Or is it just like a steering wheel with some pedals? Right, that gives you more confidence that you're going to make your scalp when you end on a bull bar like that. And so those who went long here are probably feeling pretty good about themselves. Still haven't been scalped out yet, but I'm just waiting on my trade here. There's no entry for me now. It makes a perfect scalp, makes an absolute scalp. So congrats to those who went long there. It's a two-legged pullback off of 20 EMA, also off of this trend line. Just a signal. I did not like that signal bar. I'm sorry. I know it looked bullish, but I did not like it. Inside bar plus a typical spot where things reverse, right? Off of L4 failure trap, right? Coming to the bottom, right? Could trigger beneath that trap. I would feel very confident if we had a failed trap to go long, but with that alone, little hard for me to go long there. Second entry does trigger on the 10K chart. But failing right now at the moment. Wow. Could do something like this. A, B, C off of the 20 EMA. Also on the 5-minute chart, showing a trap here as well. Ooh, both the 10K and 5-minute showing a trap. You kind of want to go short here. Kind of want to go short here if it does trigger on that trap here on both the 10K and the 5-minute. Woo, that's some confluence right there, pandas. That is some major confluence. That's a major confluence. Two Pikachus. Pikachu on the 5-minute, Pikachu also on the 10K chart. Potential here. By the way, if you want to know what time frame or tick frame I'm using, just look at the top right of your screen. Okay, looks like this is gonna make a scalp here. So none of that funny business. The second entries trigger both on the 5K or the 10K and also the 5-minute. Right, this second entry. So that's what the confluence was. A, B, C. A, B, C. So this is the 10K chart. Second entry, dark green number you can see here. 5-minute dark green number here as you can see here. So we got a nice second entry long on both of the 5-minute and 10K chart. When the market starts to look like this, it gets kind of confusing for me. We are making new highs, so it looks like an uptrend at the moment. Jonas Rathman said, it's the Red Bull racing chair with a big old curved monitor and a force feedback steering wheel. Let's go, baby. I mean, that's as good as you can get other than buying like a rig that like moves around and like it goes crazy and just actually like makes it feel like you're actually moving around. But I mean, I would think that costs like maybe you have to drop maybe like $1,000 on a rig like that to like get the hydraulics, maybe even more, I don't know. Pandas, make sure you scalp that like button. We're just sitting on our pause here. I personally thought we got an overshoot here. I was waiting for an overshoot to the other side. It doesn't happen actually, it doesn't give it to us. Trading range appearing here. I am curious how it's going to react off of the 20 EMA here. Is the 20 EMA still going to act as a strong support? Hard to say. Just watching here, not much going on. Jonas Rasmus says hydraulic rigs are like $10,000. $10,000. Hey, that's why we trade. Once you get your 10K on the futures, man, you can finally get a hydraulic rig. Just imagine how fun that would be. Like, just imagine just how fun that would be just having a hydraulic rig. That'd be actually amazing. It's as much as a car. You could pretty much just buy a car instead of this hydraulic rig. Whoo, man, that's kind of funny. Ralph Grun says Circuit of Americas is a great F1 revenue or venue. I have an engineering degree and just marvel at the technology of F1. Hey, Ralph Gruns. Wait, what's your take on like electric cars? Because I know like I don't know. I just don't know. Like, has the combustible engine reached its like pretty much plateaued at its potential? Like, can we get any better on the the combustible engine? Like, what do you think of like electric cars, especially with the torque that you get on electric cars? Curious on your guys' ideas. Like, would you guys like, do you guys like electric cars, even though like, off the line, electric cars are typically quicker than most combustible engine cars. Like some people just can't get over the fact, just getting the feel of the engine and, yeah, I just, I don't know, electric cars are just really just. Oh, I don't know if they're the future, but I'm just saying they're, the technology behind electric cars, I think, I don't know, maybe combined with the combustible engine. Just watching here, Pan. It's got the price action is getting slow right now. It usually happens around this time. The price action just gets incredibly slow. Do you think the potential of the electric car in terms of speed is greater than petroleum cars? Jonas says, here in Europe, they took a deal with the European Union not to develop or sell petrol cars by 2025. Wow. That must have killed the petroleum car industry. I mean, or gas stations, really. I mean, I think gas prices are actually going up, though. That's a crazy thing. Richard Harris says, electric cars are dirty. Yeah, gas will be insane. Why is gas so expensive if electric cars are on the rise? Doesn't make sense to me. I mean, of course you got inflation, all these things. Alright, we're getting break of the channel now, finally. But no trade for us to really enter there to go short. It makes a new high here. Very interesting on the 5 minute. We have a two-legged pullback. Going short now. Posture check. Make sure your backs are straight. Don't slouch. A, B, C. Two-legged pullback. Kind of missed that trade, but wasn't really thinking about it. Right into the 20 EMA on the 10K chart. The 5 minute chart giving us a nice scalp there. Wasn't looking at it. Wasn't looking at it. I need to put some alarms, alerts on the other time frames. I was looking at the 2K chart exclusively. Richard Harris says, all those people are just sheep. They're sheeple. Jonas Rasmus says, I drive about 60K miles a year for work. Are you a... Do you just like... What is your job? Driving? Is that your job? 60K? Oh, 60 kilometers, actually. It's a little less than a mile, but, I mean, it's still a lot. That's still a lot. Yeah, I mean, it's weird because, I mean, they must be controlling the supply because right now, I mean, if you're talking about all these electric cars coming in and making all these laws, legislation to make, you know, gas cars illegal or stop selling gas cars, whatever it is, the price should go down. But when you have something that can control the gas prices, like control the supply, yeah, that's scary. You cannot trade against that. Willie Turnbrad says, what is the different colors on the numbers indicating? I can see red ones, white ones, and so on. If you go to www.twoleggedpullback.com, where you can find the indicator, there are tutorials describing all of the color keys. So you can look at that, but go to the website. It gives you full tutorial on how to use the indicator. But basically, all we care about is looking for dark red or dark green ones or magenta boxes. That's all we care about on the stream. We want to trade dark green, dark red boxes, or dark green, dark red numbers. Jonas says, I am an engineer for hospitals and optical hospitals in the Netherlands and Belgium. That's pretty nice. Man, so you're driving around everywhere. Incredible. That's crazy. It's crazy, Jonas. Pandas, I'm sitting comfortable with my 337, just trading 2 contracts, $337 in about 1 hour trading. I'll take it. Let's go, baby. 2 contracts too. It's very little risk. The 10K chart, as you can see, is trying to break below the 20 MA, but failing to do so with this wick here. I'm thinking there could be a two-legged pullback here. A, B, C going long. Could be, but I still have not forgot this trading range, Pandas. I'm surprised that this trading range should move soon, in my opinion. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 hits on this trading range. 1, 2. Let me draw a line here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 hits. After this candle finishes, if it makes a wick here, the trading range will actually move up to here because it will be more touches than down here. But we shall see. We have to wait. We have to let this candle finish. We have to let any candle finish here, really, to make a wick or touch on this line, giving us top of the trading range moving up to here, and then we can come back to the bottom trading range. If this is truly a trading range day today, the top of this should move here, in my opinion. We got about 6,000 more ticks here. Got a while to go. Uriel Cohen says, asked me to repeat, you are trading only, all we care about are dark green and dark red numbers. And so when this signal, super signal, is dark green or dark red, that means it's a second entry about to happen, right? That's what the indicator is good for, right? Tells us that the upcoming leg will be a second entry. It has to be dark green or dark red. Or a magenta box. Uriel Cohen, of course. You are a panda, so you get priority responding to your questions and answers. Or questions and comments. Ralph Grun says the operating cost will be because of the highway taxes per miles driven. The cost of electricity is much higher per mile than gasoline. So Cali's banning all small gasoline engines. Think about that a minute. Just chilling here, pandas. I mean, we got back and forth going on. No second entries whatsoever. You got a gray one here, gray one here. The only second entry we had here was right here. And I mean, it is off the trend line, also off of the 20 EMA. Decent trade, but I saw the overshoot here. Thinking overshoot to the other side. And it's only reasonable for me to think that. And so I just waited for it. It didn't happen. Pandas. Just waiting. It looks like it's riding above the 20 MA, right? With these couple wicks here, 1, 2, 3 attempts to touch the 20 MA. I mean, it looks like it's curling up right now. It's hard to say. I mean, it just got this outside, right, outside bar type thing going on here. It looks like an uptrend from this price action, right? With these multiple bars, multiple wicks coming down. But it's just hard to say. Right, curling up, right? The 20 EMA is still going upwards. Shreezy J TikTok says, one more trade, kind sir. Want to see balance go from green to red. Let's go, baby. Finally got a hater. Finally got a hater. You know you're doing something right when you got a hater coming on the woods. Russell H says, all day stream today, Panda. Probably not. I have a full-time job that I gotta get to. You know, gotta make money. Gotta make money from all those red days. Interesting, right? Price action. You got a big wick here, failed breakdown. Basically a wedge going on here. You do have a wedge here. I wouldn't be surprised if the wedge has one more push up, but I also want to see the trading range indicator mark this trading range right here, but we'll see. I want to see this trading range indicator move up here if we get a wick here. And I want to see that happen. It makes me pretty confident we're just a big old trading range day today. There it is. Sorry, I was doing something. Trading range indicator, moving the trading range to the top here. Make me feel pretty strong. We are in the trading range day today. And even though this looks like it could be going uptrend, you gotta be cognizant of this trading range moving up here. Could come back to the bottom of the trading range today. I might have an all-day stream one day though. You know, just if I take off work and I just at home or something. Russell H says, take a sick day, stream all day with us. Pandas, hey, let me know what you guys are being for Halloween, if you guys are dressing up for Halloween. Friends and I got to think of a, you know, holiday costume for couples. If you got any good couples Halloween ideas, costume ideas, let me know. I mean, I could just walk into the party, my friend's party, as a panda, but that's not really a costume. It'd just be me. DX says, I'm dressed as a bear candle. Probably the most scariest thing that you can dress up as. Someone needs to dress up as a two-legged pullback. Brandon Joe says, you could dress up as a human. Ryan Shatner says, I just wore a panda onesie last year. Let's go, baby. Just watching. This is just nothing happening right now. No setups for us. Bad Boy Vantage says you need to quit your job. If not, you trust not your system and not believing in to make it happen. This guy's logic is 100% concrete. I should quit my job right now because if I don't, that means this system does not work. Let's go, baby. This guy's logic is infallible. It is 100% correct. Man, I should just quit my job a year ago. What am I thinking? What am I thinking? Oh man, Bad Boy Vantage, you got me. You got me. If I'm not quitting my job, that means this system does not work. Life is not that simple, my friend. I've explained many times when I will quit my job. If I can make pretty much double the money I make in my job while just doing what I'm doing now, then I will quit my job. But I make a lot of money. So, I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. And not only do I have to make double the amount of money I make right now, my full-time, I would have to do it consistently for a year, in my opinion. One entire year, completely consistent. Yeah. I mean, if you live by yourself, you know, live with your parents, then maybe you can do that. But, you know, when you got bills to pay, when you got mortgages to pay, when you have a family to take care of, you know, you just cannot do that unless you knew 100%. You know, and so for my opinion, The only way I would really quit my full-time job, right, would be to essentially make double the money I make doing what I'm doing now, just purely trading and doing it consistently for a year. Then I would consider it. Or pandas, if you guys scalp that like button and I get enough ad revenue, the thing is, ad revenue is more consistent than trading will be, in my opinion. Just not saying I can make more in the ad revenue, but it's more consistent because the people who join the stream actually it's actually pretty amazing. I mean, the same people join and you get pretty good, consistent viewers, and the ad revenue is pretty much consistent when you have the same amount of views. And so, unless you guys scalp that like button, and maybe if I get to like 100,000 subscribers, then I'll be like, okay, maybe I can trade full time purely off ad revenue, and then maybe I can consider it. But as things are right now, no, not even close. I'm not even at 10K yet. If I hit 10K, that'll be another milestone. I'll probably do a 10K special where I'll trade, and I'll do a couple things. I'll probably do a giveaway, and we'll just have a good old time. I did one for the 5,000 subscriber special. Hit 5,000 subscribers, and I did like a $50 giveaway. So I'll probably do a $100 giveaway, or maybe two $50 giveaways. So it's altogether $100. But yeah, this is a little, something I want to give back to you guys for subscribing and joining, and and it's fun as well. So, but 10K is getting close. I'm almost at 7K subscribers, I believe. But in my opinion, I probably wouldn't be able to quit my job unless I had, 100,000 subscribers sounds like a lot. But I mean, that's kind of like what I would feel comfortable with, to be like, okay, I can quit my job, and this is something that's not going to go away, something I can do actually for full time. But pandas only can happen if you guys scalp that like button one step at a time. Yeah, bad boy Vantage. I mean, I understand there are people out there who are scammers, and then they'll say like, if you follow my system, then you can make 10x your money in whatever 1 month. I will do a face reveal at 100K. I will do a face reveal on 100K subscribers. Let's just say that, pandas. If I get to 100K subscribers, I will shave my face so you can see a bear panda face. I'll do a face reveal. Austin Harris says trading range indicator giveaway, essentially $100 off. Pandas. 100K subscribers, I will do a face reveal. But yeah, bad boy Vantage. What I'm saying is, there are a lot of scammers out here, but on this stream, you don't find any scam. You'll just see my actual results, and if a trading system is a legitimate trading system, then you're not gonna make 10x your money. Sorry, it's just not gonna work. You can't make 10x your money, every month. It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. If that could be possible, then it just, numbers wise, it would not work, because after about the 5th time you do it, you would have more money than all the money in the entire world, right? You would have like quadrillion dollars if you just had 10x, a couple times in a row. Just imagine, because you're 10xing your 10x, right? You're compounding your gains, and so you 10xing like 5 times in a row, I think you probably have more money than all the money in the world. So it just doesn't make sense, right? Don't follow those people who give you these like pipe dreams, right? On this channel, we're saying you can maybe make like $500 a day if you're scalping about 5 contracts. Right now, I'm scalping only 2 contracts, and I made $337 in like the opening hours of trading. And this is like a reasonable amount of money you probably make, especially with the account size I have. But hopefully this week we'll get some good trades. Hopefully this week we can stay green, and starting from next week we can maybe start going to going back to 5 contracts. Also, if I quit, it's not like I don't know. Would I stream all day still? Like, I'll probably still trade just like till 11 o'clock still. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'll have some days like members only. I'll do like beyond 11 o'clock, and we can just trade with the members like for the rest of the day. But you know that'd be like some. I mean, yeah. I'll first off, do I? You know, part of trading is, do you want to really trade the entire day? Right. The nice thing about trading is you can kind of trade on the hours that you like, and then make the money you need and step away. Like, that's the nice thing about trading. You're not obliged to stay. You know, like, if you're gonna just stay and trade for 8 hours a day, you just do your day job, I guess. Like, yeah, it doesn't make sense to me. So I mean, regardless, you know, it doesn't make sense, right? That argument's been used many times, but it doesn't make sense to me. I understand why you would want to think that, right? That I should just quit my job because you see scammers out there that, you know, say like make 10x your money, whatever, with this system. I'm saying right now, this is not a scam. I'm saying right now, this is hard, very hard, and you might not be able to do it. Some people might get it, some people might not. But you know, as far as the stream goes, this is my attempt at trying to get it. Yeah, Steve T has a point. Maybe I enjoy my current work. By the way, Steve T with the second entry, Panda. Let's go, baby. Do appreciate your long-term support. We do have a second entry long here. Absolutely amazing here. Right, that's a picture trade, terrible signal bar. But riding above the 20 EMA very nicely right now. It looks like it wants to break to the upside. When you have a wedge like this that's above the 20 EMA like this, typically it breaks to the upside here and makes a measure move to the upside. But sitting on my pause, mainly because the 10K chart just created a trading range, and we're at the top of it, and this does not look strong. Right, this price action does not look strong. Multiple breakouts to the upside trying to break out. The 5 minute super choppy, but could be like a spiking channel here. I mean, you could do have like a kind of spiking channel that looks something like this, upwards like this, but I typically like to use, right, the wicks here. So I mean, I would probably just mark this like this actually. Just have an uptrend until we break below this trend line. Yeah, this two-legged pullback failed to reverse the market, and we're actually coming up now, right? Like, this two-legged pullback, what I'm saying is this two-legged pullback has a red 1 here. That means that's a second entry. I can draw it out for us as well, right, to prove it. A, B, C. Second entry, supposed to continue this trend. Rather, reverses, it keeps going up. So this is a failed reversal, right? Or really a failed continuation of this original trend, and it's going the other way. Right, could give you a strong push upwards now. So the price action might be telling us that on the 5 minute chart, 10K chart. Gotta see how this candle finishes, but I mean, failed break below the 20 MA, right? If this candle ends on a strong bull bar, we could have a lot more room to go up. But right now we have this trading range to be worried about, in my opinion. Plus the price action today doesn't seem to suggest to me that we are going to be in a strong trend day today. Right? It suggests to me that we're going to be in a trading range. Right? Strong move down, strong move up. All of this choppiness, in my opinion, does not indicate to me a very strong trending day today. And in my opinion, we're probably going to be contained in some sort of trading range. That's just my opinion. I am a panda. Do not copy my trades. It's not financial advice. Yeah, Scott HZ says, I actually like the work I do, the people I work with, so hey, you can trade in plus. Jonas Rasmus says, I am kind of addicted reading the market, but truth be told, after about 3 hours, my focus plummets. Yeah, I mean, as humans, that's about it. Kellyanne says, I'm over here quiet, cleaning up today. Hey, you gotta do those chores sometimes. Richard Harris 6-0. Let's go, baby. Man, this is just choppy though. Hard to trade this in my opinion. It looks bullish, but at the same time, it looks not like a very strong bullish move. But hey, Pandas, I could be completely wrong. This could be on a super strong uptrend and it could just blast off. I do not know. But I mean, just looking at this price action, right? H4, L4, H4 or L4 again. Wedging up here. I mean, clearly above the 20 MA, so that's a strong case for the bulls. And yeah, but I don't know, it's hard to say. Aaron Core says, Panda, can you do a prop challenge for us? I might. I'm thinking about my next series being a funded account challenge, but I think it might be later. It might be on Black Friday. I'm gonna look for some good deals on Black Friday on those prop trading firms. I know Apex right now has like some really good one, but I'm just gonna wait around a little bit and gonna see if I can get that. And hopefully the next series will just be to do one of those prop firms. The thing about prop firms is like the gauntlets are very, very, let's say, rigid. And so I would have to probably trade pretty small. And in my opinion, the best way to pass those is swing trading. And my swing trades are not necessarily the best because I usually just scalp. But something interesting happens here, Pandas. Look at this. We break up, and this candle comes back down, but misses the top of this by one tick, showing me strength from the bulls. Could not fill this gap here. See what happens. But Kellyanne says, I just passed Lilu Express and now I'm $300 away from my 9K target on the 50 contract combine. Let's go, baby. Hey, show Kellyanne some love here. Let's go, baby. Yeah, keep trucking on, Kellyanne. Kellyanne really is a definition of perseverance. You know, she does not quit. She is not a quitter. When she has her mind set to something, she will accomplish it. I'll just say that right now. Sleepy Joe says Apex is 50% off at the moment. Coupon Apex 50. Yeah, I might consider it. I think it'll be fun. I think it'll be nice to try. But I think probably my next series will be one of those funded accounts prop firms. Alright, Pandas. Market's extremely slow. And I think it's about time for me to leave. So Pandas, hope you guys are doing well. Trade safe, everybody. I'll see everyone bright and early tomorrow morning. Ended green today. Feels nice. But we got 4 more days to go this week to end green. So let's go, baby. Trade safe, everybody. As always, happy trading. God bless. See you guys bright and early. Thanks for joining the stream. Hope you guys enjoyed.